Good afternoon. It's February. Is it the 20th? Yes, it's the 20th. It's Tuesday, not Monday. February 20th. I'm just heading downtown, but I thought I would go by way of the lakeshore because I haven't been down to the lake for a while. It's a beautiful day. It was minus 15 or 18 or something this morning, but it's warmed all the way up to minus 2, and we're expecting melting soon. So hopefully, if we're really lucky, could actually be the beginning of getting rid of all the snow to stay, but not the way to bet, because there's always a good chance that you'll get a big snowfall sometime in the spring. But we'll see. Hello, whoever that is. Black Cad? Hello. Gotta watch out for ice. I already had a pretty full day because I drove back from Saskatchewan this morning. I took the car in. They gave me a loaner. I stayed overnight last night so I could drop the car off first thing this morning, pick up the loaner. Drove back this morning. Got back just before 11. So now I'm, as I said, heading downtown, going by way of the lake. I'm good. How are you? Big thing I did yesterday, besides drive to Saskatoon, was launch a crowdfunder campaign for Shadowpaw Press. There's actually a little video intro to that I'll post on the YouTube channel when I get a minute, maybe this afternoon, with a link to the campaign. It runs for about 2.5 months to the end of April, but the goal is to raise whatever money I can. I set a goal of $2,000, but it's not like Kickstarter, so I get whatever comes in, whether I make the putative goal or not, but I hope to do better than that. And it's all to help me with publishing the spring-summer list of Shadowpaw Press, which has 9 books on it, because I'm nuts. Got the new novel from Robert J. Sawyer, Canada's best-known science fiction author. We've got 2 previously unpublished works by the late, great Dave Duncan, one fantasy, one science fiction, another Canadian author. We've got a brand new set of new editions of Governor General Award-winning author Arthur Slade's middle grade books, Canadian Chills, collectively called Canadian Chills, Return of the Grudstone Ghosts, Ghost Hotel, and Invasion of the IQ Snatchers. We've got Let Us Be True, which is a new edition of an award-nominated literary historical novel by Erna Buffy in Winnipeg. And we've got 2 poetry books. One is The Door at the End of Everything, which is new, by Linda Monahan, all poems centered on mental health. Came out of her time as a writer-in-residence at the hospital in Prince Albert, where she spent quite a bit of time on the mental health wards. And The Glass Lodge, which is a new edition of the debut poetry collection by award-winning First Nations author John Brady MacDonald. So there you go. Had to get all that out. Yes, not much wind today, which is also not the way to bet in Saskatchewan, but it's a beautiful, beautiful day, and only going to get warmer next week or so there's going to be a lot of melting again. You have to get up here and cross Albert Street at the light, since I can't go under the bridge because of the sinkhole, which I assume they will fill in this summer. It opened up last summer, unexpectedly, as sinkholes tend to do. Ooh, nice, nasty ice. Nasty, nasty here. Tiny little steps. It's all about keeping your center of gravity over your feet. I know who lives there, but I've never been in that house. I often comment I'd like to. Oh, and of course, I also comment that over there is where Wally Knight lives in my young adult series, Charge of Excalibur. In a fictional house in a real location, as I like to say. It's the Albert Street Bridge, legislative building over there. We will cross here once the light changes, not before that. It's a little hazy today. That's probably warmer air coming in over the snow cover, making fog. It's usually what causes that effect this time of year. We've got Saskatchewan, Canadian, and Commonwealth UK flags flying on the bridge right now. That's kind of default, I think. If there's a special week or special events going on, sometimes there'll be different flags to reflect that. There's the lake, there's the sinkhole, with all that pumps and stuff in it. That opened up, as I said, last summer and swallowed part of somebody's backyard on the other side of the bridge too. So they put those pumps in to keep the water out, and then I presume they'll finally do something with it this summer. I have to be careful down here because this is not really a path. Well, maybe this is now, but it's downhill and it's icy, so bad combination. Oh, there's our first dog. I never take a walk without seeing a dog. And there's Wascana Lake. It'll be a while before it thaws, even if it gets above freezing. The ice is could be a meter or more thick. Saskatchewan Legislative Building. Here's the bridge again back there. Very, very bright. Danger, thin ice, yes, possibly. Trouble is you can't tell just by looking at it, especially when it has snow on it. It's all part of what's collectively called Wascana Center, which is the largest urban park in North America, bigger than New York Central Park if you factor in all of the bits of it, but more strung out, not just a rectangle like Central Park is. No, and you wouldn't want to. You're not allowed to, and you wouldn't want to, because of the runoff. You don't know what's in those fish. It's entirely surrounded by urban runoff, so. You don't swim in it for the same reason. They deepened it in 2003, so it is actually deep enough in the middle, 9 meters deep, that it doesn't freeze to the bottom, and fish do overwinter in it. But no, you can't fish in it. Bandstand or gazebo. You can fish in other lakes in Saskatchewan, but not in Wascana Lake. I really do need to walk around the lake again. I haven't done that but I'm not doing it today. Okay, we'll... Do I leave the lake at this point, or do I go further? Let me think. No, I'll leave the lake at this point. So that's our quick look at the lake today. We'll go up this way. I'll scan a pool over here and a playground. There's somebody on the playground, but not swimming, obviously, since it's an outdoor pool. You could probably go down the water slide really fast, but you wouldn't like hitting the bottom. Gimbal keeps wandering around for some reason in an unusual way. Is this little thing actually open? Oh, it is. I had no idea that concession was open in the winter. Huh. Probably hot chocolate if you want it. Here's the pool. You can see the water slide over there. This is brand new. Just opened last year, I guess. There was a pool there before, but just an ordinary outdoor pool, and this is much, much nicer and has the big water slide. Across here, so the building ahead of us is the college building, the original Regina College, and still part of the university. Redone recently and refurbished and restored. You can see this new part down here replaced a wing that was condemned, but much of the rest of the building is still redone, but still the original 1920s building. Hi, Roger. I will watch out for snow zombies, I promise. That's a credit union building there that was built. It was partly through their funding that they were able to refurbish this. And then this is the back of Dark Hall in front of us, which is a very lovely theater. Also refurbished. I'll be performing there in May in Beauty and the Beast. I've only sung in there once so far since the refurbishment. That was with the choral extravaganza they had just before Christmas that Wascana Voices I sing with was part of. CBC and the soundstage down that way. We'll go through here. Little sort of outdoor event space. I've been at something here. It was fine, except there was construction going on just the other side of the street, so I didn't really... I don't know why. I'm sure they were working on university ground. I don't know why they didn't have them, pause while they had their outdoor event, because jackhammers are not really conducive to listening to a speaker. Shall we go through the building? I think we can. Let's take a quick pass through. If it's open at this end, I don't know if it is. It is. So this is all new. So all of this is new. There's the old facade Look way up. From the front, that all looks like old buildings. It's just a facade. And then from here on over, it's the old building still. Lots of great artwork in here too. And a room with my wife's and my name on it because we contributed money. And another one with my mother-in-law's name on it. So here, if we turn around, that's where I was just inside. So from out here, they kept the facade of the old building. But as you saw inside, it's brand new. And there's Dark Hall over there. We're going to go straight up Scarth Street to the Hotel Saskatchewan. Here's the rest of the building. Now this part is still old building inside, refurbished, but old. Collegiate Gothic, they call that architectural style. I'm going to take off my hat, I'm getting so warm. All right. Over there, those condo buildings is where Central Collegiate, the oldest high school in the city, was originally. But those condo buildings replaced it, including one we have a condo in on this side. This was the first one built in 95. The one we bought a condo in was built in 97, the year we got married. And there's another one on Hamilton, which was built in 2000. You go across here. Oh, good. Nobody coming, so I didn't have to glare at them and they'd stop without killing me. I'll keep an eye on this guy, though. I think we're okay. So going up Scarth Street takes us straight to the heart of downtown. This was a fine old house at one point, but now, as you can see, it's a lawyer's office. I've been in it once. It still has elements of the old house. I had to get something notarized. That's where I got it done. This next one here is another old house that actually has offices in it. Kind of medical people, I think. And then there's the condo building that we bought a condo in when we got married and still have. My wife's there right now because of her foot surgery. She's been living there while she recovers from that because it's all on one level, unlike our house. This used to be a teacher's credit union, but not for a while. I think this one is still a house. We used to look out and watch their cats on the roof. They'd leave their top windows open so the cats could get out and sit on the roof and look down on everybody going by. Cats always look down on people, but literally as well as metaphorically. Oh, someone else said hello. Annie. Nope, quite nice. Hi, Mariano. Well, you're closer to me in Mexico than you were to me in New Brunswick. You go straight south, you hit Mexico faster than if you went straight east, you'd hit New Brunswick. As I often say, we moved up here in 1967 when I was 8 years old. And of course, Expo 67 was going on at Montreal, and we'd learned about it in school in Texas, and I was excited about the possibility of going to Expo 67. And my parents had to show me on the map that it was pretty much the same distance from where we lived in Texas to Montreal as it was from here to Montreal. So I'm quite sure Mexico is closer than New Brunswick. Alas, I didn't go to school in Texas long enough to take Spanish, which we had to learn. My brother did, but I moved up here and took French instead. I have and will be singing in Spanish. We have a couple of songs in Spanish, 2 or 3, maybe even 4, in the Wascana Voices concert that's coming up at the end of April. but I can't speak it. I can sing it phonetically, but I can't speak it. Yeah. Oh, that's you'll see that all over the city. Those bands keep a couple of types of insects from crawling up the tree trunk and laying eggs, because when the larvae come out, they eat the leaves and can strip a tree of its leaves. There's a couple of different ones, and that's what those are for. You wrap it, and then they put grease on those bands, and it traps any of the because for whatever reason the females don't fly, they crawl up the trunk to lay their eggs, and the bands prevent that. At least most of it. Yeah, I get asked that a lot. They're not supposed to stay on year round. You're supposed to put them on and take them off. Some people leave them on year round, which isn't good for the tree, but you'll see them all over the city. Having said that, it's like the city has taken them all off along here if they even put them on. I'm not sure the city bans their trees. People who have their own trees out in front of their houses usually do. Just another block and a half. You see Blessed Sacrament Church there. That's the one, if you watch the news, an arsonist attacked. But they found him, arrested him. Well, they have arrested a suspect who was charged just today, I think. The embarrassing thing there is that his last name is Willett, but it's not spelled with two T's, it's just one T. And he's no relation. Anyway, if you've seen that in the Canadian news, that's the church in question. Yeah, live streaming my walk. So that's the back of SAS Power Building there. You can see there's actually solar panels on the church too. This is 13th. And there's the hotel on the left. That's where we're headed. My favorite riding space away from home. They know me there. I'll go around here. There's people coming. And less ice over here anyway. Those are our twin towers. There's three towers now, but for a long time there were just the two matching ones. Long enough that they became part of the city logo. Even though the skyline has changed with the addition of the third one, you still see that logo sometime. I don't know what the motive was. That has not been stated. Really, that was the manse where the priest lives. Maybe that doorway there. Fortunately, it was only external damage. Which building? This one? That's the SAS Power Building. The twin towers are both the Hill Company. And so is the third one, too. They're a major company that's been here forever. In fact, they hired me to portray Walter Scott, the first Premier of Saskatchewan, for their centennial a few years ago. Yeah, the twin towers there. Hill. I guess the third one's now the Mosaic Tower. Anyway, I will stop here with a slightly different view than I usually get when I come down here, as I came from a different direction. Hope you enjoyed that, and bye for now.